everyone, my name is Jessa and I'm the Environmental Project Lead at Let's Reinvent. The purpose of this module is to help you build your Changemaker journey map. This is divided into 3 parts: describing what is a Changemaker journey map, visualizing your future goal, and identifying the steps that you need to take in order for you to reach your goal. All throughout our lives, we are often asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to achieve? Or what is your goal in life? For some of us, we already have a clear vision of what career we want to have in the future, which is great. But for some of us, we are still contemplating what we want to do, which is great too. Either way, there is one thing we all sure of. We want to be change makers. Now let us jump to the first part of this module. What is a Changemaker journey map and what is its significance to become a changemaker? A Changemaker journey map is a map that shows what significant steps you need to take. It is a step-by-step guide that will lead you to become a changemaker. Having a Changemaker journey map will help you have a clear understanding of what measures you have to take in your journey. In this lecture, we have identified 4 main points to become a changemaker: spark, step, statement, and shape. The first point in your changemaker journey is the spark. The spark is where your changemaker journey begins, but there could be several reasons to spark, like what triggered you or what inspired you to become a changemaker. Is it an ongoing problem or a problem that you have encountered? For example, you live in a community greatly affected by climate change. That could be your spark. Coming from a country stricken by powerful typhoons and other natural calamities is one of the reasons why I want to start my climate action journey. Over the years, I've noticed how typhoons have gotten stronger and stronger and lands and rivers have gone drier. Just last year, my hometown, the province of Llabres, experienced one of the strongest typhoons ever recorded in history. The typhoon Gunner, locally known as the Typhoon Raleigh. This left hundreds of families homeless and billions worth of damages in infrastructure. Another reason is being surrounded by engaging role models and inspiring people. Being surrounded by people who you can look up to can definitely push you to become a change maker. Growing up, I never had a role model when it comes to climate action. As a matter of fact, what I have are people who can potentially destroy the environment, since my family's business is mainly in lumbering. But that never discouraged me to discover and find people who also wants to fight climate change. Now, I am part of an organization with amazing people who are eager to make a change not only in climate action, but in diversity, equality, and empowerment. And lastly, finding what you're good at. Finding your strength and what you're good at can be the spark that you need in order for you to start your changemaker journey. The second point is step. After you've experienced your spark, you'll want to put into action. But how can you do this? For example, you've identified deforestation as one of the main problems in your community. Deforestation is actually a problem, a huge problem, from the Amazon to Indonesia. But let's not focus on that. Let us focus on what you can do as an individual in your community. Maybe you can start small by planting trees or any plants in your front yard or in your backyard. And if you can, you could actually build a greenhouse. Then you can start talking about these initiatives to your families and friends and explain to them why you're doing this, why is this important, and maybe you could influence them to do the same. I know it may sound so small compared to other tree planting initiatives by other large organizations, but it's okay. What matters is you are doing something in the best of your abilities to help the environment. What's also important in this stage is you made a change, you understood why the change is needed, and you were able to create a solution. The third point is statement. Once you've put your spark into action, you'll usually get comments from people. It could be positive, but sometimes it could be negative too. But don't let these negative comments get into you. Instead, focus on the positive comments and use the negative comments as a tool to improve your solution to the problem. These statements from people will have a great impact on your next actions. With their statements, You can get the sense of validation and the acknowledgement that you need to boost your confidence and continue with your journey. And lastly, shape a plan to address the change. You have spent your time experimenting and prototyping your methods of actions to solve the problem. Now this is your work with people with the same goals and build your dream team. You organize events, fundraising activities, and other means to be financially stable to implement your solutions and ideas. You can also pitch your ideas to your local governments and work with them. You can learn more about how you can get involved in an organizational level and in governmental level in the next module. In the previous lecture, we have identified the steps of your chosen path, your Changemaker journey map. But remember, it is only a guide and a lot of things can influence you to divert or change paths along the way. But right now, it is time to ask yourself, what is your goal? A good goal has 5 SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. The first criteria is specific. A specific goal is well-defined and clear. It also answers the 5 W's question: what, where, when, who, and why. What is to be accomplished? Where should the goal be achieved? When do you want to achieve it? Who is involved in the goal? And why do you want to achieve the goal? The second criteria is measurable. A good goal allows you to measure your progress. It keeps you on track of what progress you have made. It allows you to determine your target dates. And it gives you the sense of excitement when you see your progress. It gives you the positive thinking of, I can do this. Third, it should be achievable. There is a better chance of success if you believe that your goal could be accomplished. For you to recognize if your goal is achievable or not, you should ask yourself, do you have the resources that you need to reach your goal? And if not, what is it that you need? Fourth, it must be relevant to your chosen field. A goal should align to your values or your long-term plans, and if it doesn't, you might want to rethink it and ask yourself why the goal is important to you. Fifth, a SMART goal is timely. It must have a start date and an end date. Setting a goal is not just important in your Changemaker journey, but also in your life in general. Goal gives you focus and gives you motivation. Having a goal gives you a little to no room for distraction since you already have your destination or goal in mind. There is a great chance that you will engage in activities relevant to your goal. It sets you in the right direction and you can easily spot and celebrate the small successes and big achievements. Your goal gives you motivation. It inspires you to wake up every day knowing that you are somewhere to be. If you feel tired or exhausted, which is completely normal since we are all humans, your goal will inspire you to keep going. It will give you the energy that you need to complete your tasks and reach your goal. Now that we have identified the steps of our Changemaker journey map and have refined our goals, it is time to identify the tools that you need to reach your goal. Setting a goal is easy, but achieving it is a different story. It takes a little more time and effort. For you to reach your goal, you should work on your mindset. It is important to have a positive attitude and thinking towards your goal. You need to feel confident and decisive about your ideas and goals. Fake it until you make it, as they say, because somehow you have to start somewhere. Working on your mindset will be further discussed by Aiden Ayub in Module 6. Likewise, determine and develop the skills needed to reach your goal. Your goal might require new sets of skills, but it is also possible that you already have the skills needed for you to reach your goal. Nonetheless, you might still want to develop it. Remember, there is no limit in growth and development. Attending classes or volunteering in organizations are the possible ways to develop your skills and reach your goal. Now, to give us an example, I am going to talk a little about myself. And just a little note, I am still working on refining my goal, but here it goes. My goal is to work for an international organization committed to protecting the environment, or even have my own organization. Because as they say, if you're going to dream, dream big. To reach my goal, I studied development studies in university to have a deep understanding of how society works, from economy to politics to technology to cultural aspects, etc., etc. It also gave me an idea of how policymaking analysis works and how us as individuals fit in a society. Now for my master's, I am taking Diplomacy in International Relations because I want to work in the international sphere and I need to have a good grasp on how it works in international level. I also took up a role as the environmental project lead at Reinvent to immerse myself and develop my knowledge in project management and take part in environmental related initiatives such as this course. Now looking back, I guess the only mistake that I made was never participating in any environmental related projects in my university years or even my high school years, because back then I was doubting on myself, like how could I make a difference? I could only remember participating in one climate action summit which was co-organized by the Climate Reality Project. Now my advice to you is to not be afraid to venture and find yourself in different places, because the world has a lot to offer. Just choose whatever is close to your passion and what's in your heart. You can also find more resources in the worksheet to help you kickstart your call to action campaign and fundraising activities. Hi there! We hope you liked this episode. For more information and resources about the ideas and tips discussed in this episode, check out the worksheet dedicated to support your Changemaker journey. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on social media or visit youthforaplanet.com. See you in the next video!